So back in April, there was a story that did not get a ton of attention that Conor McGregor had assaulted someone at a pub, and there wasn't really any proof of it. So people were just like, "Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's hearsay." Generally, when you think about a pub, people are drunk, so there's a chance people could just kind of make up a story. But now we actually have the footage. Now we actually know what happened. So let's take a look at it and then talk about what actually happened here. So there's Conor. This is gonna be the guy who he punches. So he's having his own drink. All right, now he's getting everyone a glass. Looks like he's getting shots for everyone. The guy takes the glass, puts it back. I don't want it. Conor gives him another glass, puts it back. He doesn't want it. Can't tell what they're saying now. It looks like the guy's just like, no, I don't want it. No, thanks. Conor seems very offended by that. Now he's starting to pour some shots. Seems like there's some kind of chant going on. And then he punches the guy in the face. And he just takes it. No. And this isn't stopping. Not a great player on TMZ. Let's see if we can get into the replay. Okay, well, one of the things that bugs me about this, and if we're going to break it down from like a fight standpoint, this looks like he's in a orthodox stance, so it'd be a lead hook that he lands here. If you're a fighter, there are a few things here that bug me a lot about what Conor McGregor did here. First off, if you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, which he is, you're in a position where if you actually do get to a point where you have to get into a street fight with just about anyone, especially an old man like this, you can control the situation without actually having to hurt the person. So for him to decide, no, actually, I'm going to strike this guy, that in itself is one issue. Another issue, though, is that when you're a striker, you know what types of strikes and what types of mechanics will make for a harder punch and what will not make for a harder punch. And if you're not looking to hit someone hard, you might just kind of flail your arm out at them, just throw an arm punch. Really don't get a whole lot of shoulder rotation into it. Don't rotate your hips. Don't really have your feet planted. But if you are trying to create power, you're gonna do all those things that I said you wouldn't do otherwise. In this punch, he does a lot of those things. So I want you to watch his shoulder rotation. You can't really see his feet, so you can't really tell what kind of if his feet are grounded, but you'd have to imagine they were. Looks like there's good hip rotation into it too, and this is a pretty good windup on that lead hook he throws. TMZ, please. All right, here we go. See that shoulder rotation, whips through it. Like, this is actually a pretty hard punch. So credit to the guy for actually eating it and not really seeming to care a whole lot. He's like, what the fuck just happened? But it's just like, what the fuck is Conor doing here? Like, I just don't understand what the point of this was. He actually did try to hit the guy hard. It's very good that the guy didn't get knocked out. In most cases, you're probably going to knock out a guy his age. So whoever this old guy is, I think we need to find out who he is. He's probably got a very interesting backstory and a very interesting life that we could probably learn a lot from. But this just seems completely uncalled for. And I mean, it's hard to rank this among Conor's other crimes that he's committed. If you look at the Dolly on the bus thing, I think that probably has to be number one. But this is a close second if it isn't. If you don't rank it number one, it's really bad. I don't know if he's going to get in any legal trouble. As far as how fans are going to perceive him, it sort of reminds me of the Ray Rice situation with the NFL, where you heard stories that there might have been some domestic violence, but once you actually got the video and you knew without a doubt that it happened, that's when his career was over. Conor McGregor's career is not over with this, but boy, it puts him in a tough spot, and you'd have to wonder how the athletic commission is going to look at him. If it means that the next time he does something, even if it's not even that bad, that he's going to just get the book thrown at him. You look at what happened with the brawl at MSG, or not MSG, the brawl after the Khabib fight, where it seemed like he got a fairly long suspension for someone who was at first protecting his buddies who were getting jumped and then got jumped himself. But it seems like the next time something does happen where he does go in front of a committee, though this may be irrelevant to that specific case, this is probably going to be used against him. But it's just unfortunate because it really seems like with all the money he has now, he really is getting to a point where he stopped doing what made him the great athlete that he is. I don't know if he trains nearly as much as he used to. Doesn't seem like he has the same focus he used to. And with that being said, while he's out doing this kind of stupid shit, his opponents, the other guys who are at the top of his divisions, guys like Khabib, guys like Dustin Poirier, they're all doing the right things and they're all getting better. So if Khabib was better than him the last time they fought, I can't imagine that Conor's gotten any better. Or if you're comparing it on a scale that Khabib from then versus Khabib to now, the improvement that Khabib has is probably higher than the improvement that Conor has from then to now. And if the first fight went the way it did, I just don't see the second fight going a whole lot better for Conor, even if there's some technical and tactical adjustments. So to me, it kind of worries me and really makes me start to believe that Conor may never hold a UFC title again. And that's for a guy who pretty much is like one win away from a title shot at any point because of his stardom or because of his star power. So there's a lot of stuff he needs to get right here. This was completely uncalled for. It's completely unnecessary. He's extremely lucky that the guy took that punch. But to throw a punch that hard because the guy didn't want your whiskey is just completely stupid. There was no need for it. And it's just not something that you like to see at all.